Let me start this off with saying, rest in peace, rest in power, rest in paradise, rest, my elder, Louie March. Rest, my brother. You started something, just like Tupac said. You are going to spark the fuse that's going to start change. And unlike most of the people who probably know you better than I do, who probably was lucky enough to grace with your family and your close friends. So this message is not for you guys. You guys already know what Louie wanted. So I'm going to refer to him from this point on as Mr. March and done with, because I've been told him certain things before he passed, and I was hoping we could have these same conversations verbatim and in front of the people via my podcast. Now I feel like I gotta write a song. So I'm trying to keep it full buck 100 Toronto. I'm not trying to change, not because my friend fell down to the situation or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm looking at it like remembering all the great things he's done. Everything. I heard of this man way back in 2010, 2011. Rest in peace to my homies that dropped out that year. But I met this man that way, via Facebook and social media. And I couldn't believe my ears for the things I was hearing that he was saying on the news. I couldn't believe my ears, the things he was saying in community centers, in front of the police, in front of governors. This man's from the streets just like us. He's from, not the streets, he's from the people like us. You know what I'm saying? He rep for the people. The reason why I'm dropping this message now, because I'm turning 45 in February. Lucky me. And I have way more than 100 friends that are buried in different fucking cemeteries, all spread out through this fucking Ontario here. And if anybody's feeling like I'm feeling, this stupid recycle repeat bullshit that we see our younger generation doing based on the fact that our government's not helping us should be the same motivation for you to turn around and go beyond the call of duty when it comes to protecting these children. You got to stop trying to play the system in the system manner, because at the end of the day, I'm 44 going on 45, and here's the great part about the reality I'm telling everybody in this message. Hey Louie, you grew up in the same system I grew up in. For both of us to find out that there's still bodies underneath these schools currently. You grew up in the same system that I grew up in. And the funny thing is, there are no gun factories in any of the ghettos. Like you said, there are nothing that destroys our communities built and made in our communities. So I can either blame the elders and be like the government, or I can now turn around and start looking at these children and just placing blame on them because I'm an idiot. So let's be in reality, take accountability, and take those steps forward before we even approach the government. We should be safe and locked down for ourselves as a community, to ourselves. Then build our government. It is 2024 and I still feel like it's 1812. And I'm a grown-ass man turning 45 without the backative of my friends who've been dying. Because if they were here alive right now, I would not be talking on the internet with you people right now. I would be the problem you guys would be complaining about. The Malcolm X. You see what I'm saying? The Marcus Garveys. Shoot. Everybody that the Americans considered a terrorist. That's where I would be if my people were alive. But I'm doing this alone. And when I look Louie in his face, when the way we met and the way he talked to me in person, I showed up for those walks. Not because of nothing more than I want to see better from my community. And the only way to see better from my community is to see better people. So when this next walk comes along and you don't see me smiling and happy to be there, even though it's a grieving moment, let me show you something, folks. I'm happy because the lives that are there in that moment are working for a better future. That's why I'm happy, even though it's a sad, grieving moment. Now it's going to be even more sad and grieving because the one person that I know that is more consistent than myself will not be there. And a lot of y'all folks who claimed to be his friends, who claimed to be there to do what he was doing for the same cause, I'm gonna call you guys out. Because as much as I respected his cause, I know I'm on the opposite side of that fence. But I still listened. I didn't hear him, I listened. So the difference between what I'm seeing going on now in reality and what I see going forward is, you see all you people about your clout, keep going about your clout. I don't care for clout. Clout's not gonna save you. It's not gonna be there for you, and it's not gonna remember you. Sir, ma'am, I'm dropping this message because my friend, someone I would love to call a mentor, a scholar amongst kings, a real old school general and real OG. Now I'm going to be referring to him as a triple OG, Mr. March. From this point on, Toronto, I expect better. I'm done with this whole Screwface Capital bullshit. I came up with a show called Blue Motherfucking Monday just to avoid the same nonsense. You parents of you young pre-adolescents, a.k.a. going to be 13 just now, there is nothing in the city to do. The community centers are broke. The schools are broke. The government is telling us they're broke even though they can print money. So in all reality, please remember what Louie was doing before and remember what Louie was doing before life forced him into the position he was in. And then he turned around and motivated a guy like me. Take that in for a little bit.